Good morning, everybody. It's Roger Emerson with our Monday Music Moment. This is number nine number nine from the Beatles' White Album. Number nine in a series of everything you want to know about composing, arranging, and publishing, but we're afraid to ask. And the past couple weeks we've been talking about copyright. And copyright in regards to music copyright, which has sort of 5 sections, of which we've done 2. Sync license, master license, which is of the recording. And then today we're going to talk about probably the one you're most familiar with, and that's the print license, because you've probably all had something that was out of print that you wanted to reprint or something along those lines. And so I'll try and address that the best I can. And also, if you have any other questions, please make sure and just note them in the comment section here on the YouTube channel, or you can always email me at sing678.com or rogeremerson.com. So it's just me. You can get me anywhere or message me on Facebook. Anyway, so the right to print. Just to give you a little background, you think about a songwriter writes a song and normally would then go to a publisher, and a publisher basically works out an agreement that we will exploit your song in various mediums, and for that we will take a particular percentage. Well, and then there are specific publishers, or somewhat specific, like Hal Leonard, that is a print publisher, which means that they license these songs, and for instance from Disney or Sony or any of these major companies, and then they provide them in print for you to use for, a fee. You buy them. A company like Hal Leonard also owns their own copyrights of anything that we choral writers, for instance, or band or jazz band or concert band writers write. They basically are the copyright holder and the print publisher for that. So as an educator, the most likely scenarios we have of needing to ask for permission to reprint are the following. When something is out of print. Man, I love that piece. It's now out of print. Basically you go to the publisher's website. They probably have a simple form. They probably charge you about what it would for a new piece. They give you basically a license. I need 25 copies of such and such. And you fill that all out on the form. It's pretty straightforward, really. And because they control the print rights on even those big catalogs like Sony and Disney, etc., they have the right to give those additional rights to you to reprint. Good news is probably for the past 7 years or so, everything is digital. And probably, although they'll say it's out of print, it'll probably convert to print on demand, which is basically a digital copy that you can then print and pay for that way. So we certainly are evolving and going in a great direction. The other thing about print licensing or printing, what are some other situations? Well, I really like to run copies of my choral music. I bought 30 copies, but I'm going to run 30 copies so to keep the original chorals nice, and because kids tear them up. Yeah, it happens all the time. Technically, that's illegal without permission, because print music is considered a consumable. 4 or 5 uses, they expect that you're going to replace it. Whether or not you do is another story, but it's sort of predicated upon that. So if you're doing that, first of all, I'm glad you bought the music originally. But just so you know, technically, without permission of the print publisher, you're not supposed to run additional copies to back up copies. The other thing is, well, I'm a bass player and I got a page turn. I need to, copy a page. I believe technically you're supposed to ask permission, but I'm not sure anyone wants to be bothered. You bought the music, you're trying to avoid a page turn, or your accompanist needs to have it spread out in the piano. I've done it. I think we've all done it. That is not the major issue. The major issue is the publishers and the writers and composers don't want you just photocopying music. Now, having said that, if you've ordered the music and it's on its way, there is some latitude there when it comes to printing copies immediately, so that you can get you until the hard copies arrive. These days, particularly with the pandemic, I've been encouraging everyone to start with digital copies, because they're easy to disseminate. And at this point, we don't know if we're going to be using hard copies, or how do you get them out to the kids if you're in a virtual setting or a hybrid setting. So I'm sure we're gravitating towards more digital, most likely, although I'm not sure print's going to go away. It certainly didn't with hardcover books. But at some point in time, digital readers like very inexpensive iPads that are cheap and lightweight will be distributed probably on a subscription basis. It's coming in the next 10 years or so. And it is what it is. The nice thing about that, you can notate. Hopefully you'll be able to transpose. Easy to see, all those kinds of things. So the print license, like I say, is a fairly straight ahead kind of thing, and just contact the publisher. Well, one exception, I won't say it's an exception, but sometimes catalogs change print publishers. For instance, the Warner catalog used to be with Jensen, that was then acquired by Hal Leonard, and then it ultimately ended up over at Alfred. So there may be some older pieces that might say Warner Brothers, and then print this arrangement, copyright Hal Leonard, that actually the permission is now given by Alfred. But they'll let you know that once you go to the Hal Leonard website. They're terrific. They've got a wonderful department there, the Business Affairs Department, and they get what we educators do. And so anyway, I hope that helps, gives you some idea of print licensing. And again, if you have any specific questions, just let me know. There are two more forms of copyright for a song. One is the right to perform and the right to record. And we'll hit those over the next couple of weeks. And then who knows what we'll do. So I hope you're being well. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I'll probably see you a couple times before then. And we're moving forward. Make sure everybody votes. It's a very, very important election. So anyway, till next week, Roger Emerson wishing you the best. Take care. Bye-bye.